What's up, bosses? On this week's Extra, we sit down with Ed Miller, the author of A Trucker's Tale. Check it out.
As far as the book goes, I had some surgery 5 years ago, and during my recuperation, I got way tired of watching television and even tired of reading. So I had a conversation with a good friend one day about an old truck driver I'd worked with over 40 years ago, and later that afternoon, I said, this would be nice to put this down on paper so my grandkids could read and laugh about it someday. I found a composition book and I wrote the story. And the next day I said, And I thought of another story and kept writing. And about 8 months later, I'd written enough for a book. And a friend of mine sent the manuscript to some friends of his, and this great company, Apollo Publishers in New York City, contacted me, and the end result was A Trucker's Tale that was published in April 14th. Actually, 4 weeks after COVID came along and shut everything down. So, sort of bad time to publish a book, yet a book about truckers and the jobs they're doing nowadays with hauling everything we need. As I've said in A Trucker's Tale, it's what truckers have always done. They look at it more than just a job. They want to be truck drivers, and they're still doing a great job.
Well, you've been a driver, you've been a manager, you've been a dispatcher, you've been, you were part of the Maryland Department of Transportation. What are you most proud of?
I think being a dispatcher made me feel the best. Not only getting to deal with every driver in the company, unless I was a fleet manager and you only had 30 or 40 drivers out of 1,500. In a smaller company, you got to know all the drivers. As a dispatcher, you tried to be equitable about the loads you gave to all of them. Don't give everybody for the same person a bad load each time. The fact that you moved 30 loads with 20 trucks, I've always enjoyed being able to do that. So to answer your question, yeah, dispatcher, I've always enjoyed.
Well, tell us a little bit about the time at the Department of Transportation. How did it differ from kind of the other things that you had done, and then how was it similar?
It was not similar to anything I'd ever done. The bureaucracy, I was still getting used to it after 7 years, because in trucking, things happen quickly. You make decisions, they're done. With a State Department, you make decisions and someday they may get done. It's hard to tell, but you keep working at it, and I learned to just try to keep my mouth shut. I got to work with people who specialized in trucking, transportation, all of the commercial vehicle enforcement folks, very committed. They weren't out to get trucks, they just wanted truckers to operate safely. Yeah, it was different working for the state. I enjoyed it.
It's definitely, like you said, a nice change of pace, I think, at least a little bit. And with someone in your position that has several years of experience being behind the wheel, being the people behind the desk, telling the people behind the wheel where to go, what to do, you're very knowledgeable, and being appointed to the Maryland Department of Transportation just makes you it gives you even more credibility, and kind of gives a little bit more, merit to your book, in the sense of, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing.
I'm glad you think so.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to chat with us, and I'm sure we'll be reaching out again, because you've got several stories that we want to hear. And now give us one more time, give us the title of your book, where people can buy it.
If you can see this, that's the book. Bookstores are finally starting to open. You can ask any of your favorite bookstores to get the book. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble online, hope everybody likes it. It was fun to write, and if people have as much fun reading it as I did writing it, they'll have a good time with it.
Well, thank you, sir, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I'll definitely talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Ed, there. Now, of course, you can check out all of our extras on our playlist, Extras, on Facebook and YouTube.